and we're here with Suzanne, who is going to be our instructor tonight for our Paint with Plaid night. And if you're new to Paint with Plaid, it's a super exciting series of Facebook Live events where we do a painting in just about an hour. It's a great opportunity to practice some new skills, learn to paint, either painting alone, painting with friends, or just relaxing at home with your favorite beverage, little coffee, little wine, whatever you have going on there. If you're painting along with us, be sure to use our hashtag Paint with Plaid. And before we get started, we're going to take a look at our supplies. So Suzanne, let's go over here and take a look at what we have. So we have our 7 different colors of folk art paint, and you can tell us a little bit about the colors you chose for us tonight, Suzanne?
Yeah, so what we're going to start with right here, we're going to start with just folk art acrylic, which is the premium acrylic. And then, so we'll have 3 of those that are just the premium acrylic. And then from there, we're going to go into some metallics that are just beautiful, and they're real shimmery. And then we're going to go to Mod Podge, which is a mega glitter, which is new this year, and it is super sparkly. And then we have Folk Art's Chunky Glitter Gold. So you get to get a range of like a whole bunch of different types of paint. And then we're also going to be painting on a wood surface, which is a little bit different.
Ooh, I love the wood surface. And it's great. If you haven't gotten your supplies yet, there's actually a great promotional code. If you'll look in the video description above, there's a link to where you can save 30% and get free shipping on these supplies when you spend over $35 at plaidonline.com. So just check the description for that link up at the top there. And a couple other tools we have going on here, Suzanne.
Okay, so let me show you some of the paintbrush sets that I've recommended. Okay, I've recommended this one. This one's an excellent one. This is lettering and detail. So they're round brushes. You get a 12, a 10, an 8, a 6, and a 2, which is a great range for coverage and then also detail work. And then this set is just, you can use this for pretty much any painting. I love these. These are the angle brushes, and also you get 5. So you get a 3/4, and it goes all the way down to this little bitty 4th one. So we're going to be using the angle brushes, and they're Taklon bristles, so they're super soft, and also they are just great smooth coverage, and they clean up really well. These are some of my personal ones, and you can see how in good shape they are. Because I have, you know, of course, all artists have their favorites. And then this are these little enamel, they're like little paint detailer daubers. And this pack, you get 3 small ones, which we're going to use all 3 with this project. And then you get 2 larger ones, which we're not going to use this time, but they're great to have. And these you can rinse real easily and use them over and over and over again. So
and again, I know the folk art, the Prairie Sunset, that's a brand new color, which is exciting.
Prairie. Yes, that's one of the reasons I chose it. It's such a beautiful peach, yes.
And the specialty chunky glitter. Excited to make this painting all glittery. Okay, well great. And just again, check for that promo code in the description of the video. And let's get started on our lucky llama painting.
Okay, well I'm going to need to get my favorite brushes.
There you go.
There we go. Thank you. All right. So one of the things I'm really excited about painting is this is a wood canvas. And one of the reasons I chose the wood canvas is because this is a fairly detailed painting that we're doing this time. And we're going to push to get it done in an hour. So everybody have your, buckle in because this is, But the wood helps because once we do the background, it soaks into the wood and it just has a different way of taking the paint. And you'll get to see, instead of like a canvas where it sits on top, this actually absorbs, and that way we can keep going and we don't have to stop, which is, and we don't need a hairdryer or anything. So we're going to go ahead. And first thing we're going to do is let me turn it this way. We're going to base coat our painting, and I'm going to set this over here, and we'll refer to it in a little bit. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your Prairie Sunset and put about a 50-cent piece or a little bit larger. Squirt that out. And again, it's beautiful. It's a really pretty color. And what we're going to do with it is we're going to take the titanium white, and we're going to put, I would say, like a 1/4 of that. And then you're going to take your largest angle brush, so it's your 3/4 angle brush. And when you start with a brand new brush, you might want to put it in water a little bit, just to soften up the bristles. Sometimes they have a little bit of sizing on them to keep the shape before they get to you. So you can take a little bit of water And then to load your brush, you're just going to dip your brush in the paint and you're going to make little X's back and forth and spread your brush so the bristles, the paint gets into the bristles. See, like that. And then you're just going to start painting. And I usually like to start in the upper left-hand corner, but it just depends. If you're left-handed, you might want to start in the right side. So you're just going to paint, and you're just going to do short little strokes, because this, again, if you look at our painting example, we have little, you can see the brush strokes in it. So what we're going to do is pick up a little bit of white, just a little bit, and brush that in with the Prairie Sunset. So you've got the titanium white, and it just gives it a little bit of texture. And if you notice how nice the wood is, it's like really smooth. This is a great, this is also a Plaid product, this canvas. We have some wood canvases, and again, it glides on. It's really different than working on a canvas, or a gessoed canvas, I should say. It's a different type. And then just one thing to note, guys, when you're painting, don't get it too thick. We want it to fairly absorb in, so that when we get ready to paint our little llama body, it's not too wet. So, all right. How's everybody doing? Good? Yeah? Okay.
And then we'll just take a quick peek over at the adorable Lucky Llama. We have some new friends just joining us. Here is the Lucky Llama, which we're painting in about an hour tonight with Suzanne leading the way. We do our Paint with Plaid series, which we get to paint a fun painting in just about an hour. And you're using the new Prairie Sunset folk art color. Looks beautiful.
Yeah, it goes on. And look at this. And it's also, this is just one coat too. Mixed with a little white, it goes on really, it has a very good opacity to it, which is how well it covers. It's not too thin. So right in the middle is where my llama's gonna go. So I'm gonna make it a little bit darker right in here. And again, you can see I'm doing like some bigger strokes, and then I go back with the white and do some little smaller strokes. And a lot of times I'll do it a little bit slow. You just make little X's like this. Just a little X, and that gives you kind of a texture, but you're blending it at the same time. And you can have it where you've blended it a lot or a little. So see, here is if you want to make it a little bit more dramatic, you don't have to have it so blended in. It's up to you.
And Suzanne, how is it different painting on a wood canvas versus like a typical?
Well, the typical gesso canvas, your paint, a lot of times it just rides on top a little bit longer, whereas this gets absorbed actually into the wood. So now, see, this is fairly dry, and I just did it. So that's one advantage of using a wooden canvas, as opposed to, and it just has a really cool smooth finish too, because most canvases have that, you know, they're kind of bumpy, unless you get like a watercolored one, or, but this is, and I'm not doing the sides too. This is really smooth. So the edges, you could go back and do them at another time. I'm just to save on time. Or if you are a little ahead, you can go ahead and do your edges if you want. So we're almost done with the background. And now you're going to see how cool it is that we don't have to have hair dryers or drying to make this quicker. Okay.
Oh, and Marsha's joining us from Kentucky, and Justin says hello, and let us know where you're painting from and who you're painting with, if you're just enjoying a fun night in, or you have some girlfriends with you, or painting with your family is always fun too. We love hearing from everyone out there painting along with us.
And you know, the other thing is to share this video too with your friends, because there might be somebody out there that would like to paint, and if you share this video, they could see it for the first time, and maybe start painting. You just never know who in your friends group likes to paint. Oh. Or maybe is a beginning painter.
We have Karen from Florida, Lola from Mid-Tennessee, so we have people from all over joining us.
Okay. Okay. Now that we're done with that, now see, we've used one paintbrush. We haven't even washed it yet. So now we're going to rinse our paintbrush after you're done. And now we're going to actually paint the llama. So if everybody kind of close to getting, so let me show you on how we're going to paint the llama. So at the very beginning, what we're going to do is we're going to just use white, the titanium white as an outline, and we're going to make shapes. So this is going to be a long, like oval, and then we're going to do almost like a hot dog shape, kind of this way up. And then we're going to do a little U with a little U up underneath it, and another U, and a little U. So you'll see we're gonna do this all with shapes. Okay, this is the muzzle. So when I say muzzle, this is the muzzle of the llama, or actually this is more almost like a little alpaca, because I like alpacas. They have little round snouts. Oh, sorry, I was trying to show the people here. And then of course they have the two little ears. Okay, so that's what we're going to start with next.
Do we have bring them up here to prop it, or does because it's
Oh yeah, we could do two at a time. Let's do that. Cool.
so our friends that are just joining us can see the adorable
See it as we do.
llama that we've got going on.
Okay. So now I would recommend taking your 3/8 angle brush, and you're going to use, if you need I need a little bit more white from when I was doing my background, so I'll take the titanium white and squirt out another, about a quarter size round, and then take my paintbrush and do the little X back and forth. Now for sizing of where on the canvas, you have to use your hand to kind of position where you think the body should be. So it needs to be like in this general area. So I'm going to, and I have to leave room for my neck and my face. So I kind of spatially figure out where my body is. And so I'm going to do my body. And again, it can be really rough. Okay? I want you to get hung up on it's not looking like a perfect llama yet. So you just do like a large oval. Okay? So I got my large oval going. And now I'm going to make my long neck, and I'm going to do it almost like, see, it looks kind of like a hot dog. And it's just to the front of the big oval. Okay? And then for the back leg, and this is the back thigh, I'm going to do like a big U for the back, like that. Okay. And then the front leg comes down right here, and you make another U. Okay. And then we're going to make this into a leg. So that's the thigh. So the leg is almost like a V coming down. So you put a V up underneath your U. And we're going to do the same thing for the front leg. And again, using your angle brush, you can use just the edge and you can draw with it, as opposed to the flat part. Okay, now we're going to do the little muzzle, which I was telling you about, and we're going to have it come, it's going to come out and just make like a backwards C, kind of, like that. Okay.
Let us know out there if anyone has any questions. And it's
Because now we're going to fill all this in, yes. So if you have any questions, or if I'm going too fast, or then for the tail, you come off the back and you just do like a little, see, it's just a little swoop down, just a little line. That's going to be his tail. And then we have to layer the legs. So here's the back leg. And so all I'm going to do is just copy the shape, but bring it out just a little bit like this. So I just copied it, see, like that. So you just make it a little smaller so it looks like it's in the background.
And Suzanne, I know when you taught this the lucky llama before. People are like, is this really going to happen? And it
Yes,
totally will happen.
it totally will happen.
Totally
Just
is
keep
gonna happen.
going with your, first you've got to build your structure with your shapes. Now the front leg, it's going to be a little tricky. You're going to come down right in front and just have a little bitty point, just like that. So
And-
see how I came out the front.
Okay. Christopher was just asking if we could slow down a little bit. So why don't
Okay.
we give people a couple minutes to
Okay.
catch up? And why don't we look at the supplies for anyone that's just joining us? We are doing our paint with we're doing our paint with plaid we're doing our paint with plaid paint party night, and we are so excited to paint the lucky llama, which is this adorable little painting here. And just to take a quick look at our supplies that we're using tonight, we're featuring our folk art acrylic paint in 7 fun colors, including our specialty metallics and our chunky glitter, as well as our brand new Prairie Sunset color, our brand new Mod Podge Mega Glitter, which has 4 different size particles in there, so fun, and our folk art enamels detail painters on our wood canvas. So check out the description of this video for the promo code of how you can save 30% and get free shipping on supplies, $35 or more at plaidonline.com. So here we go, Suzanne.
Okay.
So we hope that y'all were painting along with us. We're able to catch up, and we'll jump back over to painting our lucky llama.
Okay. You got it? You got it? Oh, no, something. All right, we're having technical difficulties a little bit. Okay, so now at the top of the head, you have this funky hairdo right here that most llamas have. They have the big poofy hair. So you can make your hair come out a little bit, see, like that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to give this llama some personality now. So now we're going to fill it in. But to make it, see how we've got all of our lines. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your paintbrush, you're going to load your paintbrush with paint, and then you're going to put it along the edge and you're going to wiggle it back and forth to make bumpy, hairy little llama fur. So and then I'll fill in the center. Okay, and then I'm going to go to the other side. So I would put my point towards the outside and then wiggle my paintbrush. Okay, so now I've got my nice little long neck. Now, with the white, just know that we're going to go back with the new Mod Podge Mega Glitter and go over all this white. And trust me, the glitter will hide a lot of little imperfections if you get worried about that.
Hey, and Suzanne is one of our designer extraordinaires here at Team Plaid, and totally trust her. It's
yes.
gonna happen.
It is. Okay, so now you've done your little wiggling for your head and your neck. Now your back, we're going to keep it fairly smooth because this is going to have a blanket on it. So now you're going to lay your paintbrush down and just guide it along. And if you feel like it's scrubbing like this, that means you don't have enough paint. So make sure you have enough paint, because when you have enough of the folk art paint, it glides really smoothly, especially on this wood. There's no bumps or anything. It's just really smooth. So now you'll fill in the body part with white, and you can use long strokes or little short strokes. Like I said, we're going to go back with the glitter on top. Now, the one nice thing somebody might ask, well, why didn't you just leave white where the llama was going to be? Why did you have to paint the whole background? But if you notice all of the subtle prairie sunset coming through, the white, it gives it a nice depth. It's like doing shading for you, so you don't have to do the shading part.
I love that. That's such a great tip, Suzanne. And the Prairie Sunset is such a fun new folk art color.
Yes, especially for the llama. It just is sweet. It's like it was made for. Okay, so now we're going to go down the back end of the llama and the leg. And again, we're going to put the point to the outside of our line and just wiggle it until we get down to the bottom. And then we'll fill it in.
And let us know if this is your first time joining us for Paint with Plaid. We are so excited to continue this series from last year. You can always replay any of our past Paint with Plaid nights on demand on our Facebook page or at our YouTube channel as well. So again, you can replay any of our videos, and if you're a little behind or anything like that, you can absolutely replay Lucky Llama later on as well.
Now, one thing I want to let you know that when you do the legs, it's nice if you leave a little bit of a space of the prairie showing through so that you'll know where you're going to do your shading. So if you leave a little bitty tiny line right there, that'll help you when you get ready to do your shading. Then under the stomach, you can do some more little wiggles and then do your next leg.
Pretty cute looking.
I know, isn't it cute? Well, you know what? My favorite, I mean, I like llamas, they're okay, but I really like alpacas. They all are laughing at me because
You're an alpaca fan.
I'm telling you, I did this painting when we were at CHA, and I talked so much about alpacas that one of the women that was working there came up to me afterwards who had a farm and said, you know, you sold the alpacas so well that I'm going to go buy one. I mean,
selling
so,
alpacas and
I'm
folk
telling you,
art.
I'm
I
telling you,
love it.
alpacas and folk art, what a deal.
Ooh, can you say that?
Oh. Alpaca my paints. Alpaca my paints and head off to Plaid and folk art. Alpaca my folk art paints is what I'll do. Okay. So that's the base for our little alpaca. Oh, well, llama, listen to me. Well, the difference is llamas would have almost like a horse-shaped face. Theirs goes really, they look a little bit more like a giraffe, whereas an alpaca has a little, he looks like almost like a little teddy bear. Okay, now the last thing we need to paint in white are the little ears. So the ear, you're going to take your angle brush and you're going to hold it straight up and you're going to put the point down and make sure you balance your hand, you know, by put your hand on your canvas so that you're balanced instead of out here because it's harder to control. And then you're going to push it and pull it down. And when you do, make a little bitty swoop like you're making a C. But a very, almost like a backwards comma, just a tiny bit. That'll make it look like it's pushing forward. And then right on the other side, you're going to do another one. So now you've got two little ears. Okay. So those of you that are still working on your white, don't worry about it because now we're going to go on and do this little border while our white is drying. So if you see anything, just go ahead and make sure all your white's covered. And then you can rinse your paintbrush and dry it off.
The other great thing about doing our Paint with Plaid nights is once you buy your brushes, you can reuse those over and over again, unlike going out for an expensive night. It's a great value, and you can build your collection of folk art paint if you go through some of our past Paint with Plaid nights as well.
Right, because the paints, the 2-ounce bottles last a long time.
Yeah, you can even
especially
share
doing paintings
amongst friends,
right?
Or just reuse colors over and over. Like in this one, we have our basic titanium white and our pure black too. So those are definitely staples to have.
Okay, so now we're going to take our number 6 round, which is basically just a medium round pointed brush that we can do for our lining. And we're going to take our rose shimmer, which is the pink metallic, and we're going to, and I would get out probably about a quarter again worth. Oh, look how beautiful that is. You want to get that down? I mean, look how pretty. I mean, this is, I hope you can see this on camera. It's so shimmery. Yeah. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to paint a line that goes all the way around the canvas. So again, you're going to base your hand. We're going to start with this little dot. So we're just going to paint a little dot in the corner. Okay, and then we're going to draw a line straight down. Now, here's the thing with drawing a line and painting it. You don't have to make sure that it's perfect, but how you can do it is just do it with, paint with confidence with longer strokes, okay? And make sure you don't go like over your white over here with your hand. But see how I push down and I pull up and it makes it thicker and thinner?
And so Suzanne, what happens if you happen to get a squiggly line? How do you fix it?
Okay, so let's say I made a mistake right there. Whoops. Okay, one trick that you can do immediately if you're working with acrylics is you can rinse your brush off, use some water, okay, and I don't think this is one, you can erase it like this. If you do it quick enough, you can get rid of it that way.
That's a great tip.
And especially if you're on a canvas, a gessoed canvas, you can get it off immediately. You can just wipe it right off. But once it dries, acrylic is permanent. But now, see, like this, I could go back with a little bit of just the prairie and clean it back up. That's the beauty of paint. You can just, I've even had canvases that I've used and enjoyed, and then was running low on funds, and I just took another painting and painted right over it. So you can even paint over a painting you've already done. So again, use some confidence and just pull straight down. And again, see how it got kind of broken there? That means I just need to make sure that my paintbrush is loaded. And to load a round brush, you can do the X, but then also spin your brush, like spin it in your fingers, and that'll give you a nice point. Okay, so now you're gonna go down, and then I'm gonna do a little dot in the corner. So now, here's the other thing you can do. You can just rotate your canvas. You don't have to keep it in one position. Okay, so how are everybody doing? Everybody's so quiet. They must be like really concentrating on their lines. Okay.
That is looking so great. And for anyone that's just joining us, we are having our very fun night, our Paint with Plaid Lucky Llama. 10 out of 10. You can get a shot of our cute little llama. Suzanne is showing us how to paint this adorable creature in just about an hour with folk art and featuring Mod Podge tonight as well, which is exciting.
Yes, we haven't done that yet. We haven't had Mod Podge.
Yep, and if you are joining us but don't have supplies just yet, you can always buy supplies using our promo code in the description of this video at plaidonline.com. Check that out, and you'll see a link to all the supply list and also a promo code to use too.
Okay, and let's see. Almost done. I'm going to do another little circle and then come around. Oh, I think I'll go this way over here and come straight down. Now you want to leave a little space off of your board because we're going to go back and do just some little quick leaves. And all of this we're doing to let our white dry.
And you know, I love, Suzanne, that you're talking about painting with confidence, but if you're a little nervous, could people just practice on a piece of paper before they attempt the straight line?
Yes, and you know what else? The other thing is just be forgiving. The thing now that is so trendy in paintings is the imperfect perfection. It's like being imperfect is actually charming. So it gives a lot of character instead of using like a ruler at being real precise. So if you say like there, you can press down and then you can pull up. So I'm not making it perfect, but if you also, the other thing you can do is you can go in smaller little increments. Whoops! Now look at that. Look, I just made a mistake. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to keep going because I'm going to do leaves, and I'm just going to make my leaves come out right there. So part of being an artist is also just using your mistakes to and keep going. So now all I would tell you is to get your smaller round brush to do the leaves. So that's your 2 round or 1 or a liner brush, anything that's a little smaller. And you're going to load it the same way, and we're just going to quickly now, we're not going to spend a lot of time doing this. We're going to, and all this is basically almost like doing like a heart on either side of your line. So you're going to go this way and this way. It's almost like a little V. You just go down. So for you guys to see.
And that's one of our specialty metallics, and I love that.
This is the rose, yes.
The rose shimmer, yeah.
Isn't that beautiful? And it's real creamy. It's almost like painting with makeup. I mean, it's so pretty. It's like lipstick.
And I love that you incorporated 3 of the metallics in tonight's painting. It's a little bit of glitz to the Lucky Llama. She's pretty adorable.
And if you purchase this grouping, it's a nice selection to have in your palette of paints that you at home, like if you're collecting and starting out having paints, because now you can, the jewel tones are great for and so popular. So you could do a lot with them.
It's really fun. I know a lot of people that join us for our Paint with Plaid nights love just being able to relax at home, not get a babysitter if you have kids, and you can just paint on your coffee table, have some friends over, or just have a relaxing night at home by yourself. Or I know a lot of people even do it for date nights too. So
yeah.
Don't forget, you can always replay Lucky Llama as well as our library of past Paint with Plaid nights on demand on our Facebook page or on our YouTube channel.
Yes. Because that's the one good thing. If you want to always, you can always go back and do this again and paint it again. There's a lot of practice makes perfect, and sometimes doing it one time, you're like, oh, I learned something, and then you could do it again. This is like the 5th time I think I've painted this painting. But I enjoy it. I mean, every time it's a little different every time.
The other fun thing, Suzanne, is you can really customize it to what you want to do. I remember when you did the trees, people out there were posting on our hashtag, someone did like a whole mini tree forest, which was so fun.
Yes,
and
yes.
You can mix up the colors to match your decor or whatever you want to do to really customize your painting.
Yeah, you know what would be really great too with this is you could even do a little bitty llama in front of this one and just copy exactly the same way. You know, you could do the same shapes, just do them a lot smaller. Or
a giant llama would be so cute.
Or a giant llama.
Super giant llama.
Yeah, you also could just do the head, like what I showed you.
Oh, that'd be really cute.
Mm-hmm.
We got a giant llama right here.
Okay. I'm gonna do this last.
Her llama ate all our llamas.
Uh-oh. Somebody's made a...
Mama llama. Stop making fun of my mama.
The mama llama.
Yes.
That's looking great, Suzanne.
Yes. I mean, again, these are kind of foolproof little paintings. You don't worry about whether you're perfect or not. A lot of painting just takes practice, like anything else. Like if you were a tennis player or you play golf, you can't just walk out and just be a superstar. You have to practice. And this just gives you, if you follow our series, I try to give you different techniques in each of the paint series. Painting lessons. Okay, so now we've gone all the way around, and now I'm going to take my number 2 that I was still using. I rinsed it out, and I'm just going to use a little bit of white, and I'm adding a little bit of water, just a tiny bit, to the color just to make it flow really well. And I'm going to spin my brush to make a little point, and then I'm just going to add a few little details to all the little areas of where I put the leaves. And this just, again, this attention to detail is what will make your painting, pop and a little different. And you can do other things. If you want to use a different color, you can. You don't have to do exactly what I'm doing. You can do different combinations of the colors if you want. Okay. So as soon as we get done with this, we're going to go and we're going to paint gray on our llamas.
Hey, and while everyone's catching up with their dots, let's take a quick look at our supplies. If you're just now joining us, these are supplies we're using for our Paint with Plaid night. Suzanne has a great palette of 7 different colors, including our 3 gorgeous folk art specialty metallic colors, our brand new Prairie Sunset, and our basics pure black and titanium white, our folk art chunky glitter, which is really, really fun, and our brand new Mod Podge mega glitter, which is so exciting to use, brushes as well, and our wood panel. So check out plaidonline.com. You can find a discount code in the description of this video to buy our supplies at a discount.
There we go. Okay, so now we've got our little details, our white details. So now we're going to mix up. How's everybody doing? Okay.
We're getting there.
Okay, you just keep going. You can always replay me, guys. Or you can come track me down at work and ask me questions.
Keep going.
Okay. Yep, I'm going to keep going. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to mix a little bit of we're going to make our own gray. And that's because, I need my black. I guess it's a number, we're probably going to use the number 6. I have lotion on my hand, so let me see if you could. You didn't get that off for me? Sorry. And the reason I did, we have different shades of gray too, which that would actually make a nice painting. You know, doing a neutrals painting, you know, where we did lots of different shades of, we have lots of different grays. But this, I wanted you to have a black, and this is a pure black. It's a nice solid black, and with the titanium white. So I've already got some white, so I'll just pull from there. So you're going to take your 1/4 inch angle, okay, your little angle, it's your littlest one, and you're going to mix. And if you don't have the angle one, you can use like a number 2 or just a small liner brush. Now what I'm doing is mixing about, I've gotten too much black in there, so I want it a lot lighter. So you want white with just a tiny bit of black, because black goes a long way. So we want a light gray, and then you want a darker gray. So you mix both. So that's my light gray, and that's going to be my darker gray. Okay? So for the llama, if you look here, the nose comes out, and then it has a little lip, and then it goes into the area that we've painted that was the neck. So we're going to go in. I'm going to get a little bit more paint. Okay. And what I'm going, and because his hair is all poofy, I'm just going to make sure it's my paintbrush. I make some little marks so that it looks like he's got curls. Okay? And then I'm going to do my little muzzle. And then I'm going to do a little bottom lip. Right here. And it's just a little bump that comes out.
And Suzanne, could you just tell us a little bit more about mixing again? There's a couple people just catching up out there.
So for the light, let's do it again. I'll take some white. Okay? And then I'll literally, see how little black I take? It's like that much. It goes a long ways. Okay? And I'll get a little bit more just to make it. And this way you can control it by making it as dark, and you can do just little amounts, small amounts, since of what we're painting. We're just painting the ears and the feet and the muzzle. So see, there's almost like 3 shades right there. So you just add a little bit more black to make it darker. Then on the feet, we're gonna, let me pick one of the medium gray. And for the feet, I'm just gonna go straight down and make almost like a little V. It's an upside down V.
Those are the cutest little llama feet. Not that I've seen an actual llama.
I haven't,
Ever.
you know, but you know, we can imagine that they're this cute. I know the little alpaca have little bitty like hairy legs. They're hilarious.
You have to breathe in their faces for them to, that's how they judge your, like, you know how dogs smell your hands?
Oh, you breathe in
You blow.
a llama's
and they come up
face?
to you and they smell your breath and then they approach you.
That's a llama? Is that why they spit?
Is that camels? Do llamas do that?
No, llamas spit too.
Wow.
It might be because they don't like you. Oh my goodness. Okay, so now on my lighter gray, I'm just taking a tiny bit of white just to give a highlight at the top of the nose.
Oh, and Julie out there says her llama's really poofy, but gotta love curls.
Oh my goodness. I know who Julie is. Hey Julie, you have some curls, girl. She does.
Well,
Okay.
I think it's fun that all our llamas can have their own personalities. Some can be really poofy, some can be a little less poofy.
That's right.
I see a lot of llama personality.
Okay, so now for the ear, you're going to go up with the point of your little angle brush and pull down, and then you're going to do just a little bit on the other side. So it makes like a little shadow, like your ear is on the inside. And then we're also going to take the light gray again, and we're going to go where we left these little lines. This is now where we're going to shade into our, so we're going to, And again, remember to wiggle your line, not to make it too perfectly straight. And here. Okay, now to blend it, I'm just going to take a little bit of white and I'm just going to blend it in. See, I just took a little bit of white and just in little quick strokes, I'm just blending it in. Because you want the contrast because it's shadowed. It's in the background.
That's really starting to take shape. That looks great.
There you go. Okay, so now we're going to use the darker gray to do some of our detail work. Oh wait, I forgot the tail. Let's do the most important little part. They do have funny little tails because they just like tuck them down. So you're just going to take your medium gray, your light gray. You're just going to make a little shadow up underneath the tail. And again, take a tiny little piece of the white and just blend it in. And you just do that with little strokes. And say you don't feel confident, you don't feel like that's blended in yet. And again, I'm not washing my brush through any of this. I'll tell you when to wash your brush. You just add white. Okay? So in the meantime, you just keep using the brush as we go along. Y'all need to watch it now. I'm the boss of y'all. For this session in life. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so now we've got our, see how nice our little shadows are? Got all of our shadows. And now we're going to do the dark, and then we're going to get to do all the detail work. So we're going to take our little, where's our little number 2? Our little number 2 round. Now I rinsed that brush that I was working with, the half, and I dried it off. Put my brushes back in here. And now we're going to use the number 2, and I've made a darker gray, and that one was a little bit, that's like 50-50, like 50% white and 50% black. So you make like a dark gray. And I like this more than the black for details because of the softness of this canvas and our painting, I think the dark gray works a little bit better. So now we're going to make a nose. And the nose is going to be like a teardrop sideways. So it's just going to be a little, we're going to go across the top and draw like a little teardrop and color it in. And then to get your paintbrush, again, to make it pointed, you just spin it in your hand. You just spin in the paint and it makes a point. So you're just going to spin it in the paint. And then your eye, and you can do it either way. You can make it close like this. You're just going to draw a little half moon and put some little eyelashes. And this is, again, that's why I gave you this is the liner brushes and the detail brushes from Folk Art. These are great. This is a great little set because they're real compact and just always are great brushes to get detail work with. Okay, so then with your ear, you're just going to add a few little, and then down here for your feet, you're going to add just a little darkness on top of your light. Okay.
That is looking so great.
And then the last thing we need is our mouth. Sorry.
Oh no, just
Okay.
A couple people out there saying their llama doesn't look anything like your llama, but that's okay.
Oh,
Llama's
that's
got
okay.
personality.
Llamas, and again, like I said, do it again. You know, some of this takes practice. So here I'm just doing like a little smile. And then I'm going to take some white to blend that in so it's not so harsh and cartoony looking. Okay, so I'm going to take some white with a little bit of gray mixed in.
And I love, Suzanne, in all of our paint with plaids, you really teach different techniques every time. So you'll learn something in a fun and free environment every time we do paint with plaid.
Right, and the thing is, again, you know, it's just for fun. All of this is for fun. Your stuff's going to look different than mine. You know, when I used to teach children art, which I did for years, a lot of the kids get really upset that theirs doesn't look exactly like mine, or that whatever we're doing doesn't look exactly like. And I said, well, we're not copy machines. We all have our own personalities, and it comes out in what you're painting. Okay, so now all I'm doing is just using my gray to do a little bit of shadow up under my hair. And I just all I did was just outlined up underneath. So now we're gonna get to do the fun, the decorating part of it. And again, see, even this llama doesn't look like this llama, and I'm the same person painting it. So, like I said, I've done it 5 times, so I have all kinds of different llamas. It's very, and I don't like to do things exactly the same anyway, so I enjoy the different. You know what? I'm gonna make sure my nose comes off. I just noticed that. That would be nice. If my nose came off just a little bit to give him some, there we go. Okay.
It's pretty cute.
All right, so now we're going to do, we're gonna get to do all the detail work. And in doing that, you can put, you've already got some of your rose gold, your rose shimmer. Now we're gonna put out the amethyst, I can't pronounce that. What is it?
Amethyst.
Amethyst. Okay, amethyst. It's the purple. Isn't that pretty? Purple.
Shiny purple.
Shiny purple. And then we're also gonna do the aquamarine. And I love this. This is great too. For doing like mermaids or scales. Oop, I need to shake this up just a little bit. So I'm gonna do a little bit of that. Okay. So we're going to use the, now this is up to you. You can use whatever colors you want out of this grouping. And you can just apply it however you want, okay? So I'm gonna first take some of the rose shimmer, but if you wanna do the amethyst, the purple, you can do that. Or you can use the aquamarine, however you wanna do it. So the first thing we're gonna do is you're going to use your number 2 round and dip it in whichever color you want. Load your brush and twirl your brush so you get all the excess paint off, but it makes it into a point.
Oh, and Jennifer, that's the number 2 brush? Is that
Yes,
right?
number
Yep.
2 round. Or you could use a liner brush, anything that gives you some control. And we're gonna go over the muzzle, so we're gonna do like the little bridle over the muzzle right here. Okay, so all you'll do is just a little stroke down over the muzzle, and then we'll go behind the neck and go and meet the front to make our little bridle. Okay. And then go back and remember to, every time you dip in your paint, you stroke it back and forth, and then twirl your paintbrush to take some of the excess paint off. So it makes it like into a point. And now we're going to, now this is where it's fun. Alpacas have all kinds of, all types of different types of what is this called? Garland with tassels and things on it, so.
And Joanne was just asking something we talked about a little bit earlier as far as the differences of painting on wood versus canvas. Can you share a bit?
Well, the wood is just really smooth. Canvas, gessoed canvas has a little bit of texture to it. And the wood, it also helps the paint dry a little bit quicker because it absorbs, which is good for a class like we're doing, which is trying to do our project in an hour. So now I've done I've done 3 strips around the neck, and then I'm gonna do these 2 little tassels, and all that is just 2 little lines coming down. And now I'm gonna paint, before we do that, let's do the feet. We're just gonna do the same little tassels. We're just gonna do a little U. This is where this would be the little tassels around the bottom of their legs. Because they put pom-poms everywhere on these little critters. Okay. Right. And now we'll have the blanket. And the blanket, all it is an upside down rainbow. And again, this is, how I did it, different colors and I will go back with some white, but you can decide how to do this. You could do little zigzags or little stripes. You have a little bit of freedom with this, or you can just follow exactly what I do. It's up to you. Okay, so for an upside down rainbow, the first thing we're gonna do is we gotta draw a big U like that. And that's the outer part of my blanket. okay? And then I'm gonna fill that in and make it a little bit thicker, but I didn't use a thicker paintbrush. I like the control still using this liner brush, this number 2. So I'm just doing almost like 2 widths of my paintbrush. And again, this is up to you. You can do any combination you want, color-wise. Okay. And now I'm gonna rinse my paintbrush, and I'm going to get the amethyst. Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good. It's kind of like when I try to say Massachusetts. Okay, so now, and again, you just keep going and just paint like an upside down rainbow. So this is up to you now.
I love being able to think about it as an upside down rainbow because looking at it, it looks really hard to do. But I love that you're breaking it down as a upside down rainbow. That
Yeah.
sounds doable. Been painting those since,
Yes,
first
all you were
grade,
gonna
so-
do is just do this. And you can also vary the widths of the lines too. Like if you want this one a little bit thicker, you can do that too because it's your blanket. You could also do stripes, or you could always go back and do this again. And like I said, try different things now that you're learning. And you can watch this again and again and again and pause and stop. Share with your friends too, this link if you would like, and that way, other people who would like to learn how to paint, you just never know.
And I love this comment from Bonnie. She's saying that the llama looks like she's saying, "Look at me, I'm too cute." Which I can definitely see this adorable little llama saying that.
Yes, she is. She is too cute.
And
for
speaking of
words.
too cute, another fun comment from Catherine. I love this idea. She's wanting to replay the video so she can paint it for her laundry room, which I don't know about you, but I don't really love doing laundry, but I'd love to see a happy llama every time.
Oh
I
my
wash
God, the
clothes.
laundry llama.
The laundry
Yes.
llama.
Oh,
That's so cute.
that would be really cute. Yeah. That would be great. And then you could put some little tassels in your laundry room, make it kind of bohemian.
Cute.
Yeah. Okay, so now I switched to the Aquamarine. And again, at home, I don't know if you can see this, but it's real shimmery, which is really pretty.
It is. That's our
'Cause
folk
it's
art
a
metallic.
Yes.
It's beautiful.
And then I'm going to, at the very top there, I think I'm going to do the amethyst again.
And the coverage on the metallics
Yeah,
is
but-
great.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
The coverage on that is so creamy.
Yes. It's so, and just how I love it. It's kind of like painting, it's like butter. I mean, it just goes on really smooth.
So is
And
that
you-
a little hard?
I just made a little heart.
cute.
Because now I'm going to use a little bit of my rose shimmer to fill that in. Like I said, you can just be creative. That's what all this is about, just being fun. And it's not perfect, but it's mine. So I just did like a little heart. Okay, so now we're going to get to use our little daubers, these little detail painters. They're the 1/4 inch, and they have a little foam on the front.
Come in a pack like this, which are great and versatile. You get 5 in this pack here.
So these are great for making a perfect little circle. So that's what I used here for all of these, and for these, and for these little. So I'll show you guys how to use it. It's really, really easy. So I'm going to go in my Aquamarine. So I'm just going to load it by just dabbing up and down, and I'm going to offload just a little bit, just to make sure it's not I've got too much paint. And this is called offloading, when you load it with paint and then you dab off to the side, just making sure it's not too thick with paint. So now that looks good. And then here, what I did was I left a space. So all I'm going to do is just push it down and come up. And then I'm going to skip a space the width of this and push it down and come up. And see how a little bit of white is showing? I don't really mind that because it looks like it's real. It looks like the little highlight of a pom-pom. Skip a space and come up. So now I'll reload and get a little bit more paint. And see how easy this is? You could actually, kids love these. You can make almost like a pointillism painting with this. Do that. And that. These are so fun and versatile. And the pack comes with 3, which you can use 3 different colors without having to wash it. Okay, so now I've done those, and now I'm going to do the Aquamarine on up here on his little bridle, and I'll skip a space because I'm going in there. I'm going to put the purple, and then down here I'm going to do one, and then here, because I don't want to do a full one, I'm going to just press just half of my little dab. I'm going to tilt it, and then I can just do a little one. Okay, so now I can get another dauber. Now, to clean this, all I would do is, I have actually just left mine sitting in water. You can do that, and it's okay. For a little bit. I mean, I wouldn't leave it overnight or anything. But the other thing is, all you do is just bounce it like this, and see, it's pretty clean. Okay, but now but the thing you don't want to do is, after you've cleaned it and it's really damp, if you put it back in the paint when you go onto a canvas, it'll just squish out water. So you want to make sure it's dry when you use it. Okay, so now this one, I'm going to put in the amethyst and load it in the purple. Color amethyst. Okay. Note to self, next time I pick paints, I need to make sure I can pronounce them. Okay, so now I'm just going to go in between, and again, I'm just going to bounce it on there. Just press real light. And see how quick this is? And I'm going to go get a little bit more. It's just so fun.
I love that it looks kind of like textured even.
Right, even looks
Love
like
that.
little pom-poms.
So cute.
I mean, real with its highlights. Okay, let me do a little up here and one here, and then I'm going to do a couple on the feet. And then again, I'm just going to do just tilt it, so I just get a little bit, tilt it, and then here I'm doing another one. Okay, so now after this dries, we can go back and do all of our details. So again, how are we for time? Because I'm going to...
We are working on almost an hour here.
Okay.
But I know our lucky llama is a little bit harder. So.
Yeah, it's a little bit more time consuming, but I want you guys to get all of the benefits from this. So I'm going to, from this, what we're going to do now is just do different colors here. And you can either use the back of your paintbrush, but I would use like a larger one, like maybe like your number 10 round. You can do that if you want, where you just dip it in a color. Let me show you how you can do it. It just depends on the control that you have, but you can, and then you just put it, see? And all I'm doing is just dipping the end of my paintbrush and tapping it on. And I'm just leaving some space for some other colors. Okay? And you can use a liner brush if you feel more comfortable doing that, but this is pretty quick, and it gives you a really nice little, perfect little dot. Okay.
And while Suzanne is continuing the dots, why don't we take a look at what everyone is doing here? Check out our little llamas. How's it going, Chelsea? She is so cute.
Yeah, so cute.
Look at that. I love the dots. How are y'all's llamas going? And just like we were saying, everyone's llama looks a little bit different and has a lot of fun llama personality. Rachel, I'm loving that llama. Look at that.
So much llama.
It's a lot of llama.
Hang your llamas together. It's pretty cute.
It's a lot of llama.
It's a lot of llama.
Maybe our llamas are family. Maybe that's the daddy.
The llama. Okay, so now all I'm going to do now is I'm just changing colors with my little dots. Just to give some variety for little, these are the little pom-poms. Okay.
And if anyone out there is just joining us, we are getting towards the end of our Lucky Llama painting, but don't worry, you can always replay this on our Facebook page, and we typically upload them to our YouTube channel within 48 hours after they are over. So you can always check them out there and buy supplies. Still using our discount code, which is good through the end of March. Check it out in the description of this video.
And I'm just going, you know, like this is a whole bunch of just little tassels. There's no right or wrong way of doing this. The more dots, the better, because those are just little pom-poms.
And I love, Suzanne, that you're using our folk art specialty. It's the metallics in
Yes.
3 really fun shades.
Yes.
And I'm excited to check out the folk art chunky glitter that you're going to be using to accent our
Yeah, we're
lucky
going,
llama.
yes, that's what makes him lucky. He's going to be accented in gold and in a hologram, just to make him sparkle. Yes, this is a great addition to your collection of paints with the folk art, because we've used a lot of just the premium acrylics, but now you have the premium acrylic metallics. You have a selection of those, and we have more. You should just go, you can go to Plaid online and look at our selection of, and just put in metallics, because we even have more than this. But you can do, especially with the Aquamarine, it's great for mermaids and all the, scales of the mermaid. This is great for painting jewels and things like that, because of the color palette. Okay, so now we're going to go back and we're going to use white. Same thing. You can use your number 2 liner. You can use the end of it to do like little bitty tiny white dots, or do some lines, or do some zigzags. It's up to you on your blanket. So let's just real quick, we're just going to outline our blanket. I need some clean white though, because just give me a little
I
area.
love that Julie out there is saying her llama is full figured.
Mine too, Julie.
She's got a full figured. You know what? The fluffier the better. That means you're a happy llama. Okay. So now we can just, like here, I'm going to do just little V's all the way around, so this can make it look like it's like a little zigzag.
And now Susanna's using the folk art titanium white.
This is titanium white, and I'm using the number 2 round folk art brush.
Another great thing is on plaidonline.com, if you are just building your collection of paint, we have a lot of really great kits where you can get a collection of colors
Yes,
to start collecting off,
that's
and then
great
you can
too.
add, we have over 250 different colors of folk art, so you can always add to that collection.
Yes. You can never have too many paints. I can't walk into my local craft store without like going down the paint aisle and just, grabbing a couple of
I mean all the
folk art.
basically.
I mean all of the folk art. There's, and it's been, my dream job is working here at Plaid, because now I get to use them all. It's like great. Okay, so now I did some stripes, and here I'm just going to do some dots. So y'all can look at mine. I'm just doing really basic shapes just to make it look like a little blanket. And then I've got my little heart, so maybe, let's see what I'll do with my little heart. Maybe I'll outline it. And then I'm going to go back and just add a few more little white dots all along my, my bridle. Just again, the detail is what will make this just so unique and make people, when they look at it, go, oh my gosh, this is so cute. And as we're doing all this detail work, all of our other colors, like our little upside down rainbow blanket, is drying. So that's the beauty of going in a certain order. Okay, and now I'm thinking I'm going to add just a few down on its feet. And then,
And a question from Julie, we don't have these particular metallic colors in a kit, but check out, I believe it's called if you look under the kit section on our website, you can see some other fun metallic kits. And it's great because our plaidonline.com website has the biggest selection of paint ever. You can find all of the Plaid products, so we are sure that you'll be able to make your own metallic selection from our website.
okay, so how's everybody doing? Oh, looking good. Okay, so now we get to do the fun, we get to use the new Mega Glitter on our llama. We're gonna get to use the glitter, so I'm gonna change my palette paper real quick, because I
While you're
really,
changing that, I will just show this so everyone can check out our brand new Mod Podge Mega Glitter. It comes in 3 different colors, and we're using hologram. This is exciting.
this is so exciting. Now, Mod Podge is a self-sealing product, and you can also, it's a glue, and it's a sealer, and it's a finisher. So we're going to use it as a finisher to finish the outside and coat our llama fur. And it's going to be, and you can see it's milky white. And when you put it on, it's going to be milky white, but when it dries, it's going to dry crystal clear. So you'll be able to see the white underneath. So this is great for the holidays or anything. It's glitter that is encapsulated in the Mod Podge. So that way it's glitter, but it's not going to come off on your hands or anything. It's all sealed in. Okay, so see if you can see how pretty that is. It's just really sparkly, iridescent glitter. It's the hologram glitters, and a lot of it. That's why it's called the mega glitter. Okay, so what we're going to do is load our brush, and I'm loading a 3/8 angle. Okay, and you can even, if you want to, you can do a little smaller if you want. But I want this for control. And again, it's the point, because it's angled, I can control it like this. I can get a wide amount. Now, remember, like I said, it's going to go on, it's going to be kind of milky looking, but it's going to dry super clear so you can you'll be able to see the glitter. But we have to get it on there first.
And I love it, the Mod Podge new Mega Glitter. It's like mess-free glitter. Which is
Yes, mess-free, yes, absolutely. Especially for all you school teachers out there. This is just like awesome. Now, I'm using it a little thick, and that's okay because it's going to dry. Like I said, it'll dry crystal clear, so I'm just...
The other fun thing, not that you're going to put our Lucky Llama in the dishwasher, but the Mod Podge Mega Glitter is top rack dishwasher safe, which is
Yes.
awesome for other Mod Podge projects.
Yes. I have used this, we've done this in the sample room where we've used it on, we've made some bridal gifts, used it on little wine glasses, we've done hearts, we've color blocked with, because there's gold mega glitter and silver mega glitter. So there's some, there's some really shiny, shimmery, and then the fact that you can put it in the dishwasher.
I'm just going to show this because people that are just joining us might not realize that we're using Mod Podge with a paintbrush and painting on this adorable folk art Lucky Llama.
Yes, so
She's
now
so cute.
I'm going to the back side back here. And again, you're just covering up all the white and kind of, I'm just tapping my brush so that it kind of looks a little bit like fur. And then when this dries, it'll be super shiny and glittery.
And a question from Maria, will it look textured when it's dry?
If you have, yes, it will be textured if you put it on there thickly and let it dry. I'm not doing mine too thick because, also because it's standing upright. I don't want it to, I don't think it'll drip though. Mod Podge is pretty sticky and pretty, stays in place. But yes, you can do it thicker and just don't touch it until it's completely dry. So I would say at least 24 hours. But if you do just a thin coat, you can touch it within like 2 hours. But I am doing it a little bit
And
thick.
it's hard to see the shimmer right now,
It
probably
is.
on camera
Let's see.
too, but once that dries,
Here, let me see if we can
you'll
get it.
really be able to see the shimmer pop.
Can you see the texture and the shimmer? Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna put it back up here just so I can finish it. And also, this mega glitter is awesome for the holidays. Oh my gosh, it's great for ornaments or just coating really anything holiday, festive.
And a question from Catherine,
Uh-huh.
will you seal the rest of the painting after the llama is Mod Podge? You won't necessarily have to seal
You
it,
don't
that's
have to because acrylic is, you know, it's pretty durable. But if you want it glossy, like this has a definite matte finish to it, but say you want it to have like a shimmer to it, yes, you could use, Folk Art has one called, we have a acrylic sealer called High Coat. That's a really super glossy. We also have a satin and we also have a matte. So it just depends. You don't have to seal it, but you can, depending on.
And I love this idea from Lola. She wants to use these same learnings from you, Suzanne,
Uh-huh.
to do a fluffy bunny.
Oh yes, there you go.
so cute.
Same technique. That would be. Oh, this would be great
So
too.
cute.
Yes, Kathy and Steve just did a Facebook Live with, Joanne's doing this on bunnies, on little, what were they? Little paper mache bunnies. And they were so cute.
Okay. And we did have a comment. It was easier. Maybe we could tilt.
Oh, okay,
just
yes.
so that
So you guys
sparkle.
can see. And again, it has to shine, it has to dry. And when it dries super crystal clear. And let me put a little bit up
Montage
here
music.
on his ear.
I'm gonna need a lot of this.
And you know, you could, if you want, you could just go over all of his little gray too, just to make him sparkly all over. It's up to you. You could make your whole thing sparkly. Okay, so then, after doing the mega glitter, we're also going to use Folk Art's chunky gold glitter. And again, this is multi-surface. So this is also, you could use this also on glass. So you can see when it comes out, it comes in a clear base, which is going to, it's kind of cloudy, but it's going to dry crystal clear. So for this one, I need a more detailed brush. So I'm going to take my let's do my number 6 because it needs to be a little bit bigger. And all you're going to do is just, again, load your brush and kind of twirl it. And now I'm just going to use this over some of my blanket. Now be careful not to put your hand in your, yeah. So all I'm doing is just brushing, and you can see how I'm brushing glitter on there. So again, this is a way to put glitter on. It'll be shiny, but it's not going to be messy. So I'm not going to have glitter all over the room afterwards. And it looks like I'm putting on a lot. Well, it'll dry clear, so you'll see underneath it. And it's really pretty. This is, I think this is the chunky gold, and we also have this in silver and hologram too. Okay, so now, and now I'm just gonna go, and on my little pom-poms, gonna add a little bit of gold. On my little pom-poms. Okay, and again, this will all just dry really clear. It looks cloudy right now, but that's just the base that it's in. Okay, and then I'm gonna go over here and add a few little gold.
The glittery finishing
I
touches
know.
there.
And then a little bit on the feet, and I think we'll be done with our lucky llama. There we go.
Yay.
Except for signing it. Remember to sign your lucky llama. And I usually sign my painting in the bottom right-hand corner. And
Finishing touch. I
finishing
like
touch.
it, Suzanne.
Well, you know what? It's so that people can say, who painted that? And you could say, I did. They didn't have to ask. I can see your signature. And I'm so interested to see. Make sure you post your paintings to hashtag paint with
Plaid, or you can also just post it in the comments because we
Yes.
absolutely want to
Oh,
see
yes, just post
your
it in the
paintings. Hashtag paint with Plaid, and
we love to
also
see
in
what
the
you've been
comments.
doing. And thanks for joining us because it's really fun doing this each month and having everybody learn how to paint and discovering how great folk art paint is. Okay.
Awesome.
All
So
right.
exciting, Suzanne. So there you have it. Thank you so much, Suzanne. It is the Lucky Llama, and sign up for our email newsletter. It's linked above in the video to find out about our next Paint with Plaid night. We have a very special one planned for April 25th, taught by Suzanne, so look out for details on that coming soon. Thank you
Okay.
so much.
Bye-bye.